Hey everyone, hope you're doing well this week. It's been sort of busy the last couple weeks on my end. Haven't had the normal time to devote to videos really, and I'm very new to YouTube. Not necessarily as somebody watching YouTube content, but definitely to creating it. And for anyone that is watching my videos, I just want to say thanks for tuning in. Um, so far, this has been a really cool thing. I feel like it's really been a helpful thing for me, and just sharing lessons and things learned really helps to give other people tools that they can implement in their lives to make a better day and have a better future. And that's what the channel is about, is, everybody out there is struggling with something. Everybody out there has pains and hurts that can't be seen. A lot of times stuff is invisible. It's going on in your own mind. And the point of this channel is that sometimes our own things that we're working through can cause us to get stuck. It can cause us to get in a mode where we have a harder time taking action and doing things. And I want things for you to be as good as they can, and to just find ways every day to kind of improve. And some days are harder than others, and definitely things are a struggle right now. And I just would say that sometimes, and at least this is my experience, sometimes I've been not always very good about, saying when stuff is going on. And, sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. And I guess what I would just say is try to tell folks that stuff's going on more. I mean, it doesn't mean you have to really get detailed and get down into the weeds about what's going on, but even if you just talk about some things that you're, are not the best at some point in time, that's a good start. And my goal with this channel is not to be at a point where I'm filtering myself all the time, or being worried about how I'm saying things. And sometimes I may not say things correctly, I may not say things right, but that's what the channel is. It's trying to show that you're good enough. Anybody that's out there watching this video, you're good enough, and it's a really helpful thing, no matter what you're struggling with, just to kind of implement some steps that make a difference for you. And an example that I would give from my own experience is, like, I've never been super oriented and in tune with personal finance related stuff. It's not that I didn't find interest in that. It's just a lot of times, before I kind of found some different ways to deal with things that were happening to me and stress in my life and all that kind of thing, I didn't have the attention for these topics that I really wish I had more attention on at those points. And I'm not beating myself up, and the only thing to do is to take steps in the present moment, take steps in the now to affect change and to do something different, and to build routines that weren't always there, but if you start them and take a step towards it, you will do better. So I wanted to make a quicker video this week, and although the kind of description to get to this point was a little bit longer, one thing that would really help and has really helped me is to think a little bit more about budgeting with the income that you have, and try to do some different reporting and tracking about what you're spending, what budgets you have for things, what you're doing in terms of like saving, what you might be doing in terms of investing, and just thinking about these things more holistically. And it doesn't mean necessarily that you got to drive yourself crazy with this stuff, because you certainly could. And I kind of take things sometimes to an extreme level, probably, but that's just sort of how I am at times. And anyhow, when that happens, you can identify it and just take a break and come back to something and get started. And the really great thing to remember is that anything that you're working with, there's somebody out there that can help you. And if you talk about things, people will be able to know when to step in and know when they can provide help to you. And it can definitely be hard, sometimes asking for that help, and it's not always easy, but it really helps. And I guess what I want to say more today is a quick implementable thing that I would recommend is to download some kind of budgeting app on your phone, whether that's a app like Every Dollar or Mint, MINT, or there's an app called YNAB, You Need a Budget. There's probably other various apps that do this kind of thing, but I think that the important thing with a lot of the stuff you're doing is simplicity. So whether that's investments or things like where you bank, and finding ways to keep things simple and consolidating things so you're not having to look in 20 different places to get something figured out, or remember some account. And so one of those budgeting apps will help, and it's not something I've used or am familiar with, but I wanted to give it a try because for a lot of time I didn't do a lot with this kind of thing. And with any kind of thing, trying new things is important, and I think it's going to really help me as I'm working on goals that I have and just navigating through life. So I advocate for anything that will help keep you organized and aware of different data and things going on. So I guess to close out this week, a key kind of thing, and keep kind of the core self-care behaviors in mind. So when you're trying to implement these different things, kind of bundle the activities you're planning on doing with kind of good self-care stuff. Try to give yourself more time to sleep, maybe prepare for your breakfast or lunch meal the next day, or anything like that, to give you kind of a step ahead and not have so much to take into account when you wake up in the morning. And those kind of things will just help, and keeping up your self-care will give you the momentum to do do improvements in these other areas, like, you know, maybe budgeting, or maybe trying more investment things, or trying to establish more savings, or any kind of goal that you might have. And so just be kind to yourself, and you know, give yourself the self-compassion that you need. And yeah, I mean, you're kind of all you have got, and you do have a lot of loving and supporting people around you, and that can help. And I think you got to just keep in mind that you got to do what you can to work through things for yourself, and reach out for help when you need it. And yeah, you know, it takes kind of trying to do some things different, and it's hard, but you'll get there. And I've really got there in my journey, and I know that you can do that too. And you know, feel free to leave a comment or anything in the messages for the video, and I'd be super excited to learn from you guys and learn what you do in your lives to make things easier, and that kind of thing. So with that, have a great Sunday, rest of your weekend or week, and whenever you're watching this, have a good day, and I'll talk with you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.